guys! Just so you know, the first bit of this is an explanation, so if you don't care and just want to skip to the video, the timestamp is right here. So today marks the 1-year anniversary of my channel. To celebrate, I wanted to remake my first video, since when I recorded it, I was using a $15 mic I bought on Amazon, so this is still my first video on the philosophy of Monster. I tweaked the script a little bit, but it's fundamentally the same. Alright, I'm done talking now, here's the video. Human nature has been a controversial and quarrelsome topic since just about the beginning of our existence. Are humans born inherently good? Are they born inherently bad? Or is their nature completely shaped by the world around them? Moreover, are all people born equal, or born with a disparity of worth based on circumstance? These are all questions explored in the 2004 Madhouse anime Monster, as well as the manga of the same name. For those of you who have yet to watch this show, do it. It's hard to find due to its licensing. It would probably be easier to find the manga at your local bookstore, but nevertheless, it's an incredible story that has really stood the test of time. Monster tells the story of Dr. Kenzo Tenma, a surgeon from Japan working at a hospital in Germany around 1986. One day he saves the life of a young boy who had been near death after a bullet to the brain. However, the boy, Johann, turns out to be a dangerous psychopath and reveals himself to be capable of murder. Repulsed by sending a man like that back out into the world, Tenma decides to hunt down Johann and kill him to undo his mistake. It's a series I've hailed in the past to be exceptional in its character writing, and I don't say that lightly. Though the setup of the classic good versus evil archetype is generic, the conflicting philosophies of the characters make it worthwhile. Monster does this cliché correctly, as well as tackles age-old themes in a refreshing, modern way. One of these themes is the theme of human nature. Through the contrasting views of its characters, the show presents several questions to us on the nature of humanity. And if we want to answer those questions, we first have to turn to Eastern philosophy. One of the first philosophers to tackle this subject was Mencius in the early 300s BC. Mencius was much of the belief that humans were born with the nature of goodness. When he states this, his thought is that humans have innate predispositions towards the virtues of benevolence, righteousness, propriety, and wisdom. Possessing these virtues, in Mencius's mind, was essential to a life well lived. And he didn't think these values came from society or the outside world. He thought that we were all born with these so-called sprouts of virtue. He uses a wide range of stories and thought experiments to illustrate this. Take, for example, his child by the well experiment. Imagine a child playing outside in a field, where she suddenly stumbles upon a well. She climbs onto it and starts to teeter upon the edge. Instinctively, you'd feel alarm and pity upon seeing this and rush to save her. At least that's what Mencius thought. He believed that even the most callous individual would rush to save the child on instinct because of their nature. The inner sprout of benevolence, even if it hasn't developed, resides within everyone, driving them to save the girl. Mencius's views are directly paralleled in the character of Dr. Tenma. As a doctor, he does everything he can to save all his patients despite what they've done in the past. Grimmer, an ex-spy who lost the ability to feel in 511 Kinderheim, has done some horrible things in the past. But Tenma still tries to help him in any way he can because it's his nature. He believes that even after everything Grimmer has done, that he still has goodness salvageable inside of him. He still has the sprout of virtue. Even at the beginning of Tenma's search to find and kill Johann, he starts looking into the boy's past. His childhood home, orphanage, city, all to answer the simple question of what did this to Johann. Tenma may be journeying to kill Johann, but he's also doing it to reaffirm his own beliefs, that all people are born equal and good. He refuses to accept that Johann was born this way, and tries to place the blame for his actions on anything but nature. Johann similarly is on a journey to reaffirm his own beliefs, and his beliefs are the complete opposite of Tenma's. He believes humans are born evil and unequal, and that cruel, selfish human nature will always win out in the end. To reaffirm these beliefs, he sets out to turn a good man, the best he's ever known, into a monster. He drags Tenma through all the darkness of the world and tries to make him a murderer, to prove his theory that humans at their core are terrible creatures. And this belief of his is the foundation of another Eastern philosopher, Zhuangzi's ideology. Zhuangzi was a Confucian philosopher like Mencius, but that was about all they had in common. Zhuangzi viscerally opposed Mencius's philosophy that human nature was good. His view was that humans were born selfish, deceitful, all around terrible, but could become good later in life. Zhuangzi believed our natural tendencies led to conflict and disorder, and we would need to radically reform them to become good people. While Mencius used the analogy of sprouts to show how humans could become good, Zhuangzi used an analogy of clay. He believed that we could use the ideas of right and wrong to shape the nature that we were given, just like clay, into something much more beautiful. It's rather funny how Mencius and Zhuangzi's ideologies directly mirror Johann's and Dr. Tenma's. But even though their fundamental philosophies are different, the characters have quite a lot in common. After all, they're both journeying to affirm their own beliefs, but they also have a similar way of drawing people in. Johan's charisma and outward persona drive other people to murder for him. He manipulates them to do his bidding and then kills them off when they get in his way. Tenma's actions and kindness towards the strangers he meets works to convince them of his innocence. He inadvertently draws them in with his compassion and gains their trust. It's their similarities, not their differences, that make them truly fantastic characters. But let's move on to our next subject of debate, one where our characters stand on very different sides. Are all humans born equally? Can the lives of people be measured at equal value? As Tenma establishes in episode 1, he himself believes that humans are born equal, a belief that leads him to save Johan in the first place. In the realm of philosophy, this belief is characterized as egalitarianism. Egalitarianism is a set of beliefs that promote equality for all mankind, regardless of gender, race, religion, etc. As I stated earlier, Tenma reveals himself to be an egalitarian as early as episode 1. While his fiancée and boss are both exceptionalists, meaning they believe humans are not born equal, he asserts his beliefs by saving the young boy who arrived at the hospital first, rather than the wealthy mayor who arrived after. Even though his choice effectively destroys his career, he stands by his belief, writing off the hospital staff as terrible people for viewing otherwise. Unfortunately for everyone, however, he expresses his hatred towards the staff aloud, prompting Johan to take action. Johan's views are similar to those of Ava's, Tenma's fiancée. He too believes that humans are not born equal. He has no regard for the waste of human life, not even his own. As he states in one of the final scenes,
Dr. Tenma, あなたにとって命は平等だった。だから僕は生き返った。でも、もう気づいたでしょう。誰にも平等なのは死だけだ。
Tenma's views are clearly not accepted by all, not even the boy he saved through those views. And indeed, this was the author's intention. The series presents several conflicting philosophies on the nature of humanity, but never endorses any of them to be correct. It's a series whose questions are left open to the viewer. Its meaning can only be determined by the individual. So what did you determine? Do you think human nature is good or bad? Are all people born equally? Thank you to the wonderful people over on Patreon for making this video possible. You guys are great. As always, if you want to learn more about the philosophy discussed in this video, I've left some links and reading recommendations down in the doobly-doo. If you want more from me, you can subscribe or follow me on Twitter, links down below. Like, share, and all that jazz, and I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye!